Hello. I, sorry, I'm not dressed very well today. I'm not feeling great today. I had a melanoma removed from my skin in a very sensitive place, from here, you know, ow, there to there. Where's the edge of the bandage? There it is. So, about 2 inches. They said three, but I think that's also because it was still soft and yeah. But it's about an inch and a half deep. So, like, man, my shoulder, my chest, even into my ribs kind of sucks right now. Not feeling the best. Hopefully, it's benign. We'll find out in like 12 days. Great. Um, However, currently, what I'm doing, I am wondering how shallow human beings actually are because I get it, right? We perceive the world mostly through our senses, right? There's a few other things that we can do, like reason. Um, but most people are pretty basic, sound, sight, touch. Okay. But then, can't you see beyond the physical? I'm not talking some sort of weird, like crystal based stuff, okay? You believe in a God, most of you. You can't see that God. So you can reason with principles outside of the physical plane, right? That's what thoughts are. I mean, if you get down to the nitty gritty of like bioscience and stuff, it is physical, but that's not what I'm talking about. So, my question is, when it comes to other human beings, right? I love everybody, right? Equally until you give me a reason not to. I also sometimes just hate them all. That's just the nature of how it is. Um, However, on a romantic level, I don't care how you look or what you have as long as the love is mutual, right? That's the whole point. Um, Aside from that, it may take some work and you may have to kind of make things happen, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the physicality, right? And it really bothers me that the religious people are the worst ones. Like, dude, I've read the Bible. Come as you are, let God be thy only judge. Y'all are real judgmental. Doesn't it say something about heretics in the Revelations? Well, if you're not following God's word and you're being overly judgmental and persecuting people, especially if you're doing it in God's name, ooh, you're going to be first in the fire, right? Uh-oh, I've actually read it. uh, but I'm not a highly religious person, although I am like 16 credit hours away from a bachelor's in religion and philosophy. So, like, I know some stuff. It's just a bachelor's, though. Um, However, I also really enjoy psychology and physical science. So, like, it really bothers me when people judge people just on the way they look, right? I think this is funny, but not really. I think people who hate others for how they look need to go take a pottery class. Like, straight up, just go take a ceramics class and figure it out, right? Because even if you go into religion, God, in the Bible, it calls your body a vessel. A vessel. Okay, well, what's a vessel? A vessel is something that holds something else. Like a cup, a bottle, a plate, even. It holds something else, right? A bowl. A hat, right? Vessel. Vessel is the term used for a body. So what does it hold? Well, your brain, your organs. In a more medical, physical sense, your soul, your being, right? And that's what we're supposed to care about. The being, right? Like, that's why you get in a relationship with somebody. Because looks fade, body sinks. We get fat and stuff, you know? You're supposed to care about the person. Uh-oh, right? What's going on in society right now, then? People care too much about the external, about the vessel. You know what you can do with pottery, right? Like, you can make it in any shape. Like I said, bowl, cup, bottle, jar, doesn't matter. As long as it holds something, that's what defines it as a vessel. And you can put all kind of holes in it. You can paint it however you want. You can make it into whatever shape. Still a vessel, right? So why do we care so much? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. God says, come as you are, not come as I made you. Okay. So now, if I were to say something about like people who modify their bodies, right? Tattoos. They were a really big taboo for a very long time because you're marking up God's body. Ew. This is not God's body. This is my body. And I put some wallpaper on it. So what? Okay, body modifications. Uh-oh. Oh no. God's going to be real mad that I punched a hole in my ear and made it 8 millimeters wide. Oh no. Oh no, look, there's more. Right. That's just fashion. Goes in and out of style and stuff. So, well, what else? Let's go a little further, right? What about a nose job? Now, I actually had one. I had a lot of excess tissue here on the left side. I also have a tooth there. It's fused to my cheekbone. Look, the only one and only wisdom tooth I have tried to be really wise, and if it ever abscesses, I have 24 hours to live before it crosses the blood-brain barrier and I die. Oops. God planned my foot. Okay. But I had to have a nose job. They took out excess tissue and turbinates so that I could breathe. They even straightened out my septum a little bit. Oh, it'd been broken a bunch of times. It's been broken since too, but you know. That is really invasive. Have you ever seen what they do? They literally like take the flesh away and bring it all the way up and go in. Sometimes they take a chisel and like, good God. The healing process is super fun. I mean, your whole head just feels terrible for like a solid week. But I can breathe now. Did God really intend me not to breathe? Did God make those people punch me in the face? I mean, God's will, right? God works in mysterious ways. Yeah, okay. But you know, metaphysical, right? God's way out there. God is beyond our reasoning. All right. So what is within our reasoning? I see a person that looks strange. Call it like I see it. Makes sense. But then you have this whole societal argument about trans people, right? Okay, interesting. Well, they shouldn't. That's ethics. They shouldn't. That's kind of morality too. But what if they've already done it? Is it any of your business anymore? On top of that, what do you care? They're not hurting you. They're not hurting others. What do you care? I'm not talking about anybody who's like, now I hate this association. I'm not talking about anybody who's a map. I'm not talking about anybody who didn't go through the process of actually changing their body. I'm not talking about the people who are not at the age of consent. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about grown adults that made the decision, okay? Let's make that distinction. I'm talking about grown people that have made that decision and have gone through with it. Cross-dressing is not trans. I mean, I've read articles that have said that. So I'm not talking about men dressing up and trying to get in women's spaces. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the chill people who are just out in society doing their thing, right? Whether or not they should have done that to their body is their choice. And that choice has already been made. So what's the problem? Can't you look beyond the physicality and see that they're a human? See that they're a person? Because if you can't do that, there's a much larger issue here. People are so focused on this shallow thing about this physical body. But that's not where the person is. This is just window dressing. This is just a vessel. There's people walking around with one leg, one arm. I don't see you like treating them poorly. Oh, they're disabled. Yeah, but they look different, right? I mean, if that's what we're basing this on, they have a different physicality, right? Oh, well, it's different. It's not about their sexuality. It's not always about sexuality. It's about being comfortable in your vessel, right? Did gauging my ears make me any more comfortable? Didn't really change me. Did getting my nose fixed make me more comfortable in my vessel? Absolutely. 100%. And that's a lot more visible than something that's covered by clothing. That's also none of your business. Yeah. It's kind of where I stand on that. Because I find it very weird that I am a woman. I have gotten trans hate. Even at that, I might even be considered somewhat conservative just because, like, I do subscribe to some religious ideologies, and I do think that, well, I mean, I don't know, same stuff, different day, really. What's changed other than names? Nothing, really. I mean, life goes on. Been here before me, gonna be here after me. People are gonna run the rat race and do what they want. And I really wouldn't consider myself liberal or left or conservative or Republican or Democrat or any of that stuff. I'm just trying to do what I see as best, not only for myself but others. And I do think compassion is good for everyone. Gosh, whether or not you necessarily agree with what they're doing, like, we can disagree and be friends, right? We can still talk, have a conversation, maybe some discourse, maybe some discussion, right? That's what a reasonable person would say. I mean, but I tend not to go to extremes, middle path and all. But I think the goal here is to be humane to humans, right? Not even humans. Like, you seen the things we do to farm animals? Ooh, pretty grisly. I'm not saying I don't eat meat. I'm just saying, like, I don't eat much, and I personally just don't have that much of a taste for it. Um, every once in a while, I want a juicy steak, but not every day. I also think GMO is a joke. Like, just take a look at the history of bananas or corn or wheat. Everything's a GMO if you think about it for too long. You take the traits that you like and you breed that trait in. That's what a genetically modified thing is, right? I don't know, man. Can't we use that higher reasoning? It's a vessel. It's just a vessel. It's just window dressing. What does it matter to you? Show me on this doll where it hurt you. Oh, hurt you in your heart? Well, it's still beating. It hurt you in your butt? Maybe. Oh, I see. It hurt you in your fifis. Facts don't care about your feelings, right? How does how I look affect you exactly? Doesn't. When you start calling me slurs, then, like, it's a bigger problem, isn't it? And I'm not even. Said another thing that, like, I have low hormones. I always have. And I'm intersex. But I'm not trans. Like, I didn't change myself to become this. But I'm getting trans hate. And I can see why. It doesn't mean I have to like it. Hate in general is not a good thing. Even if it's unfounded, which it is. Because I'm not that thing that you're calling me. Sorry. It's like that whole turnaround of, like, angry conservative calling cis women slurs. Hi, I might be one of them. I've only ever been in relationships with men, but I really wouldn't mind a relationship with anyone so long as the love was there. That's beyond the point. The point is, are you so simple-minded that you can't see beyond the physical? You can claim to believe in a God, but you can't see beyond a person's window dressing? Man, it must be hard being you. That's sad. What are you teaching your children? What are you teaching other people about yourself when they see you do that? That's sad. That's really sad. Good luck with life. It's going to be a struggle. People should be kind. You have the ability. Use it. Next time.